Here we have Hatif Karimi from the class of 2013. He is a Hampton Park Secondary College alum. Hi Hatif, welcome and thank you for making time.
Yeah, hi Alice, pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you. Hatif, tell us how you're going at the moment during this crisis, this lockdown. How are you feeling?
I'm going okay.
Yeah.
Just looking forward for this virus to get disappeared from our country and all other countries which are affected. And then looking forward to go and see my family and friends.
Yes, me too. And probably the rest of Victoria and Australia.
Yeah.
Hatif, tell us how this climate has affected your work. Are you working from home? And a bit more about the work that you're doing at the moment.
So yeah, I think it has been 7 weeks that I'm working from home. So since from 15th of March. So all our meetings, all our communication is through online. So we do everything online, which is good. But I feel like I miss my office way of working, and I really wanted to go back to the office as soon as possible to see my work colleagues. And yeah.
No doubt. And tell us a bit more about the work that you do, because you have an engineering background, and we'll get to that shortly. But tell us about the work, your role with Ford.
My position with Ford is design and release engineer. So what I do is I work in the product development team. When a product is developed, so we are managing that product by communicating with different teams, from the design team to any other testing teams, to actually make sure that the product is designed safe and it's ready to be released.
Right. And that's with Ford, which is a very reputable company, particularly in Australia. And so have you noticed any changes in the business or in the industry recently, perhaps because of the situation we're in, or even last year?
Aside from working from home, I don't see any major change to the company. So the only thing that Ford is more focusing now is to actually work with customers very closely, to have more customer service representatives to actually reach people as good as they can. Because last time, I think back in 2016, when they stopped manufacturing vehicles in Australia, their market value changed rapidly. So they are trying to get that back.
So to do more marketing and promotion of the cars and the products.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And so, Hatif, if we sort of backtrack from the work that you're doing now, can you tell the students and the viewers a little bit about the different jobs that you've had in the past and that led to this job, perhaps?
Well, even when I was at high school, I was working in hospitality as a part-time. I started from washing dishes to cooking kebabs when I was at uni as a part-time as well. And I was managing a restaurant for a period of maybe 1 year or more than that, dealing with customers, managing the food, the cash flow of the restaurant, and then all the Facebook posts and promotion. So, and then I was about to graduate from university. Then I got a kind of internship with Metro Trains, and I worked as a kind of engineering intern with Metro Trains for 6 months. And then after that, I got this job, which is with Ford.
And so how did you get the internship?
So it was part of my studies from university, so that it was a kind of provided by university to go to work in a kind of real industry engineering job for 6 months to get some experience, or probably to get a job with the industry.
Mm-hmm. And was that something you had to apply for, or did the university help you to get that?
It was like a kind of combination work between me and university. So university was helping me, and I was the one who actually pushed to get the internship.
Yeah, right. And so what did you learn during that internship about yourself or the industry or the work as an engineer?
That's a very good question, actually. So when we go from a kind of study life to work life, or to a kind of professional environment where we actually work with a lot of people that they have experience like many years, and then you have to actually network with them, you have to communicate with them, and then you have to work with them. It is a very good opportunity to learn from them, to actually learn how they develop to get to the stage that they are, and a kind of a good relationship, networking, management, and then all of this sort of experience.
No doubt some confidence too, and so sort of self-belief that, yeah, I can do this sort of work, or I want to do this sort of work.
Yeah, there is one thing that I want to mention here, which is, I think, very important for those who English is not their first language. Same with me, when I came to Australia, I couldn't even speak basic English, and then I went to language school and high school. So the difference between university and work is that when I was back in high school, or even when I was back at university, I was always feeling not very confident of my English. I was thinking that I might not be able to explain the way that I want to explain something. Sure. And that was a kind of barrier in front of me for all the time. And then I went to my internship. I learned one thing. That was to be very confident. Even with your basic English, you can actually explain. You just need to be a little bit confident about yourself. It's not your problem. It's not your English problem, actually. You can actually explain it. You just need to be a little bit confident.
Absolutely. And you're the ones who can speak second or third languages. You know, it's kind of ironic that second language speakers lack the confidence, because hat off to you and others who are, you know, come to this country and who are able to learn a second language fluently, without maybe formal education for a period of time. So we need to reshape that rhetoric or something, I think.
I still need to improve my English, which I'm trying to, but I'm happy.
Yeah, you should be. Your English is excellent. So Hatif, tell us a little bit more then about your time at university. So you're saying that you sort of lacked a bit of confidence during that time. How did you find the transition from school to uni, and what did you study, and how did you find university life?
When I finished my high school, I wanted to study engineering. So I studied engineering. That's my answer to the question, to what I studied. And then I think uni life is a lot different from school life, because when you are in school, you are in a kind of small community. You only have your maybe up to 20 students in your class, and then you always almost sharing the same class in different subjects as well. But when you go to university, it's different. You're with a large group of people, and then you have to make new friends. You have to work with new people in different groups and different projects. And then I think the main challenge is that when you're at school, everything is given to you by teachers, and they actually remind you about your assignment, your everything you do, and they provide a lot of support to you. But when you are at university, everything is online. Like, no one talk about it in the class. You have to go and check it online and see if you have any assignment due and the due date of your assignment and what kind of assignment is that. So I was actually struggling with that online system. For one of my subjects, we had a quiz that we have to do it weekly, and then I missed the first 6 weeks of those quizzes because I didn't know anything about the quiz.
Oh, right.
I was thinking that if there is a quiz, the teacher or the lecturer should actually remind me of doing the quiz. And then later on, I learned that now everything is not in the class. You have to actually go and see your online quizzes, your online assignments. So yeah, that was, I think, the big challenge for me.
Have to be a self-starter and seek out what you need to do and ask questions and be motivated.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if we backtrack a little bit more, Hatif, to school days, to your time at Hampton Park Secondary College, how would you describe that period of time? What did you enjoy? What did you find challenging? And what advice might you give to yourself if you were able to speak to teenagers there now?
From my experience, when I actually started from year 10, I think second semester of year 10 at Hampton Park Secondary College, and that was my whole. Like when I came to Australia, I started from that class after I finished language school, and then in year 11, I was one of the top students, especially for maths, and then I got an award from for maths achievement. Then I was my scores for all the subjects was above 90, and then in year 12, I pushed myself a lot. I expected, I should say it in another way, I expected myself a lot, and then I put a lot of things, a lot of pressure on myself to get higher score. But that worked differently, and that gave me a lot of stress, and then I was under a big depression. My teachers know about it, and then on that time I didn't have anyone here. I didn't have my mom, my siblings, so I was really struggling mentally. So my advice to all the students at Hampton Park Secondary College, especially for those who are in year 12, and especially for those who can't speak good English. I don't mean good English. I mean English is their second language.
Sure.
So just be relaxed.
Yeah.
As much as you can. Don't push yourself. Don't put a lot of stress. Don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. If you do as much as you can, and then at the same time take care of yourself and enjoy your time, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get where you want to be. You're gonna get to university. You're gonna get this code to get to university.
Excellent advice, and important to really speak to those students who are perhaps learning on their own or learning more independently than others. What did you do, Hatif, to improve your English, and also to look after yourself sort of mentally and socially, physically, emotionally?
With my English, I think I still need to improve my English. I just try. And so especially when I talk about mental and how can I actually keep myself fresh, especially at this time when everyone is at home, and then We just go out for necessary things that we need. So what we actually do is we have a kind of, it's called Premier April Active April app, Premier Active April app. So for the last month, we actually used that app to have a kind of team exercise group or team exercise activity. So in the team that we work, we registered everyone on that app, and then whatever exercise we do, we just track it and then check it on that app. So that's how we actually try to maintain our mental health, and exercise at the same time. Do exercise to keep ourselves fresh and healthy. Wow,
so that's an initiative from Ford, from your work, to do that.
I think the app is it's an app, everyone can use it, but yeah, we actually build a team to work to exercise together and to track each other's activity, exercise activity,
to keep each other accountable. And
it's a kind of like, if we are working in a team, we look after each other. Like, let's do it while we are not working. We are working together, but while we are working remotely, let's actually do it with exercise as well.
And what sort of exercises are you doing? Is it just like doing 10,000 steps a day, or?
I actually do walking and running, a lot of walking. Sometimes when I feel like I'm okay, I do a little bit of run as well. So it depends. So like I finish at 5, and then I have a little break until 5:30, and then I go out for a walk maybe until 7:30, and then
That's a long walk. That's a great walk.
Yeah, like 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
Minimum 1 hour each day.
Fantastic. Excellent advice. So Hatif, if you could go back in time and do something differently, you've sort of touched on that a little bit with university and having a bit more confidence in yourself, but if there is anything that you could do differently at school or at uni or in your part-time jobs, what would that be?
To exercise as much as I can.
Yeah.
To make good friends around me, like especially when I was at school, I didn't have anyone around me. I mean, it doesn't mean that I don't wanted anyone around me, because I was really new in Australia, and it was really hard for me to make friends at school. I think my behavior was a lot different from. That's what I feel. I mean, like that might be wrong. I think my behavior, because I was grown up in another country, which was completely different when I came to Australia. I only had a few friends from my own country, which is good, but it's a lot better to have friends from different countries, friends from different backgrounds, so that we can actually learn from them. We can share our challenges with them. We can get advice from them. We can study together, actually.
Yeah. Well, great advice. Hatif, I think you're an incredibly interesting and inspirational role model for the Hampton Park Secondary College students, and in fact all students and all people. I couldn't imagine coming to Australia with no language skills and having to start a new school and find your way through university, and now as an engineer, a successful engineer for Ford, and you're seemingly a happy, healthy person too. What more is there, really? So thank you so much for being honest and open and sharing your story with us, and we look forward to having you on campus this year, hopefully, to share more of your story and impart advice to the students.
Thank you so much for your time. It's a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm more than welcome to come to my school to see my teachers and to talk to the students about my experience.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to that, Hatif.
Thank you so much.